Okay, this is our radical, and sometimes it referred to as square root function. So HK is kind of where our graph starts. It starts at 0, 0, and that's where we're going to be shifting around. So let's look at a graph here. So we can't take the square root of a negative number. If you try it on a calculator, it's going to say error. So remember, that would be like an imaginary number, but a calculator is not going to be able to graph that, so it's going to say error. So we can't use any negatives. That's why our graph doesn't start over here. But we can take the square root of 0, which is 0, and the square root of 4 would be 2, and so forth. So what your function is going to look like is a graph that just does that, and that's it. Oh, let's look at our problem here. So we're going to shift it. Remember our domain and range. Let's look at our domain. Our domain goes from 0 to infinity and includes 0. So it goes, from 0 to infinity and includes 0. Remember, domains are x values. So our range would be, let's look at our range here. So our range would be 0 to positive infinity. So the domain and range are the same here. So it goes from 0 to positive infinity. Okay. So we're going to look at an example here. Let's look at Desmos. We're going to look at this example that I have online. Let's go with that. Okay, there's our parent graph. Let's move closer so we can see it. Okay. So now let's go to the shift. So here's our shift here. So remember, your H is going to move it left or right, and the K is going to move it up or down. So in our problem, what do we have here on a problem? So H is 2. So this positive is going to move to the negative side because we set this equal to 0. And the K is -2, so it's going to go down, plus positive 2 will go up. So let's look at that. H was positive 2. Positive 2. So remember, positive 2 shifts to the right there, but if it was -2, -2. Yep. There it goes. -2 shifts the other way. So let's make that positive 2 again. And our K, what was our K here? K was -2. Let's move that to -2. So -2, it shifts it down, but say, for example, we had +2, that's going to shift it up like that, up to +2. Let's shift it back down to -2. What do you think the A is going to do? Hopefully you can figure that out. So if A is really large, it's going to make it, it's going to increase really quickly. But if it's really small, it's going to increase really slowly. And if it was negative, it just flips down. That's pretty much it.